Did you know that farmers make up around 2% of the population, yet we take care of around 40% of the land? That's a lot that we have to take care of.
Yeah, is that why I'm always busy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much.
That makes sense.
Because we, as a small part of the population, have to take care of such a large part of the land base, it's really on us to be sustainable. So we take a lot of responsibility as farmers to make sure we're taking care of our resources, whether it's our land, our water, not only for ourselves and our community, but for you who are watching this and your community as well. So hello and happy day, happy Earth Day specifically. Welcome to New Age Custom Farming. We are a custom farming operation in Wisconsin where we take care of cattle. We custom raise heifers, raise beef. We also do cash crops, and then we work with different dairy farms to custom harvest their forages that they then also feed their dairy cattle. And today, like I said, is Earth Day. So to celebrate Earth Day, we want to talk a little bit about what we do specifically on our farm to help take care of our natural resources, share and highlight what other farmers are able to do on their farms, and then stay tuned to the end for an exciting giveaway that we're announcing to celebrate us reaching 50,000 subscribers. As farmers, we have the power to make differences near and far when it comes to sustainability, but like I said, we're going to first focus on specifically what we do on our farm because we are a conventional farm, but we do implement a lot of sustainability practices. And I think that's something a lot of farmers would say if you were to ask them, like if I were to come up to you and be like, how are you sustainable? It's kind of hard to like formulate an exact answer right away because I think what farmers are implementing each and every day and year after year is always something to make sure that they're doing better for the land, for themselves, etc. So we want to dive a little bit deeper into what we're actually doing to just kind of explain how we are actually sustainable.
You know, you think of being sustainable as something you have to do on top of what you're already doing, but I think that farmers are naturally sustainable because doing things that make you sustainable actually helps your profit margin go up.
Yeah.
So we're naturally wanting to do things to be more sustainable in order to make more money.
And to be able to make more money, you have to take care of your soil, your land, etc. So it's kind of like a circular pattern of the better you take care of your resources and your land, the better your crop is, the better your profit is, the better you can do the next year because you're wanting to keep doing better and better and better. So what we do specifically on our farm, I'll let you kind of explain a lot of what we do because you're the one doing most of the actual work for it. I'm just telling you, hey, that's really cool. Let's start with soil sampling.
All right, so soil sampling, we work with a dairy in our area so that hauls manure on our ground. So we have to take our soil samples to keep track of the nutrient levels in the soil to make sure they're not getting too high and contaminating the water. So we go out on 5-acre grids. We're thinking about bumping it down to 2-acre grids though. And so you say this square field behind us, there's a soil point every 5 acres that we go back to within a 10 square foot area year after year, checking that same exact spot for nutrient levels in the soil. So we'll go there again and again and make sure they're not getting too high. And so that way we can actually look at fields that maybe get too low and we can take the manure there instead of a place that has good nutrients already. We actually base a lot of our sustainability numbers off of those soil sample numbers, including for fertilizer later on.
Yeah. Another thing that we do on our farm is we use a lot of variable rate for application of stuff.
Yep, so we have a program that has all of our soil data in it, along with harvest data and a lot of other data too. But we'll take a map and we'll put like, say, potassium levels or phosphorus levels, and we can draw a map of the field, and it's it almost looks like a topography map where the levels are higher and lower. And then when we go out there with our fertilizer spreader, write a prescription that says, all right, this area needs X amount of pounds, and this area doesn't need any, and this area needs a lot. In the end of the day, like, there might be 5 acres in a 40-acre field that needs a lot, but there might be like 20 that needs nothing at all. So yeah, you're going higher in a bad spot, but you're not putting anything in all the good spots. And in the end of the day, usually it ends up saving you on fertilizer in the end.
Yeah, so you're able to fine tune the nutrients and exact needs that your soil has so that you are able to, throughout the field, be more efficient with those nutrients as well. So you're only giving it what you need or what it needs. You're not over applying it, you're not under applying it. You're making sure your soil is healthy and has the nutrients it needs to produce a strong crop. And then, like Avery said, you're also able to be sustainable, also thinking in the sense of financially, of you're not overspending on your resources that you're putting into the ground because you're being efficient and only putting in what it actually needs.
Yep. The nutrient levels for, say, like, obviously every crop is different what it requires. There becomes a point that the nutrients are at the level that the corn needs. Anything above and beyond that does you no good. So the plant can only uptake so much in a season. So there's no sense in over applying it. And, like, you know, there's areas in fields that naturally are high, or for instance, like where we're standing, where we live is an old farm. So this area, I just know on the map, and I know from being a farmer that that was an old dairy barn right there behind you guys. What happened was the manure left the barn and it got dumped right here, because that's naturally what you want to do when the weather's crappy, when it's muddy out there, but you got to get it out. It gets dumped right here in this area right here. So this corner of the field is high in nutrients. So we know that we don't need to spread anything here. It's just naturally high from years and years and years ago of spreading manure right here. So there's no sense in putting anything there. And it's, if you look at any farm
that had old cattle
that had cattle, that's how
livestock.
they all are. They're all that way, because everybody pulled out of the barn and dumped a load of manure right there.
Sustainability has been something that farmers have been working on for generations and generations, because obviously this barn probably was over 100 years old.
Yep.
So this barn that's on our property is over 100 years old. So it had cattle in it 100 years ago. What they did 100 years ago versus what we're doing today is completely different, because each year as farmers, we're striving to do what's better year after year after year. So obviously then they had a lot different resources and a lot of a different just availability of what they're able to do.
Yep.
Versus today. And so that's just a really good example too of that's what they were able to do or had to do back then. They didn't have skid steers, they didn't have manure spreaders, they didn't have XYZ that they needed to be able to spread it effectively on the field, but we do now. So we're able to use those resources that we have each year, and I'm sure next year there's going to be another tool that we'll use, and the year after that.
Yep.
And we're going to continue to get better and better.
The technology is just like any other technology in any other industry. It's growing faster than we can adapt it.
Which that leads to another good point about what technology we use on our farm to be more sustainable. So that comes with precision planting and other precision ag tools.
Yep. So it's all basically the same kind of variable rate stuff we've been talking about. A cool thing coming down the pipeline that people are doing is see and spray technology. So there's cameras on sprayers that can identify a weed instead of a corn plant, and it'll only spray the weed, which drastically cuts down on the herbicide you need. There's a ton of stuff.
When it comes to thinking about sprayers, I think sometimes consumers or people who are not familiar with agriculture may see a giant sprayer like we have going down a field, and they see the liquid coming out of it. I'll say that because, as we know as farmers, a lot of that liquid that they see coming out of it is actually water.
Yep.
But I think some people get very concerned that we're just, quote unquote, this is not me actually saying this, but we're just dumping and spraying and doing whatever. So I think another part of sustainability too is the technology when it comes to creating these products that we apply, and making sure that we're able to be efficient with them too.
Yeah, and I'll say with the spray, that's where my head always goes to, because that's what I do all the time. But for instance, they've had it for a long time, section control, individual nozzle shut off. So when I spray the headlands on a field, if it's like this headland behind us is curved, well, when I come down the rows completely straight, it starts shutting off nozzles at the one side all the way across the boom instead of overlapping and over applying, so that saves quite a bit. And the other thing I'll say about the spray coming out is, you know, like you said, it's mostly water. It's like 95% water or higher, a higher percentage of water. I mean, like the highest rate of actual chemical that we spray is probably 2 quarts, so a half a gallon an acre. I mean, if you think about a half a gallon spread over a whole acre, pretty light amount.
as well that we as farmers use is biotechnology, which can be a little bit of a hot topic with people. I know Zach Johnson, the Millennial Farmer, has been having conversations with people over on TikTok about this, but one biotechnology tool that we use is GMOs, or genetically modified organisms, or genetically modified crops, such as what we plant for our corn and soybeans. And the reason that it is a tool for us as farmers to use that to be more sustainable is because we are then able to use genetics that allows us to grow a higher yielding crop, so we're able to grow more on less land. And it also helps as another tool when it comes to fighting diseases that our crops may have, or fighting different weather patterns like drought or moisture and stuff. So using genetically modified seeds is another tool that we can use that allows us to be more sustainable as well. Another one we forgot. What are you wearing on your shirt? So one company that we work with, they're actually friends of ours too. It's called Planet Earth Agronomy, and they are a company that has biologicals and biostimulant products and other products that we can use that are biologically or naturally derived to help with our crops. And so we have been, I would say, slowly implementing that on their products onto different fields that we have, and it allows us to use a natural product to help enhance our plant strength.
We've been using it for our spraying business for a while now, some of their products, really trying to improve the soil health and plant health through biologicals and other things that they spray or that they sell also. But we've been playing with it. This field behind me is 35 acres. It's mine, and we've been playing around out there quite a bit with different things, and I can definitely see an improvement on certain products that they use. Bioenergy is one that I really like. It builds vegetative growth, so like the plant gets a lot bigger, takes in more sunlight, makes more oxygen. I don't know.
Another one we use is trash breaker, and so that helps break up your trash or residue afterwards, which then also can help decrease tillage passes that you make.
Yep. Yeah, I'm no scientist, so if you guys want more information about that, leave it in the comments, and we'll make our buddy Jake get on camera and explain some stuff.
Yeah.
He hates doing it,
He
so we'll
hates
make him do
but
it.
we'll make him. In a nutshell, what we do on our farm to focus on sustainability, not only for our soil and for our crop health, but also just knowing that we want to make sure that our farm is sustainable for generations to come and is around for generations to come. And a fun fact is actually the Elsing family farm has officially been a farm on the same plot of land for 160 years this year. Did you?
I did not know that.
I did the math on it the other day.
Did you?
Yeah, so that just also is a testament to show that the Elsing family has, and making sure that we're able to stay farming for 160 years, and so here's to 160 more. But we're not the only farmers that are trying to implement different sustainability practices on our farm. For example, somebody who raises cattle can implement different byproducts into the feed that they feed their cattle. And so by using byproducts that wouldn't be used elsewhere and are fed into cattle, then not only are the cattle able to eat it themselves and produce energy, but then we obviously eat or drink the milk from cattle. And so that makes us, that whole cycle, more sustainable.
It's pretty cool because we get to use corn for ethanol, and then the distillers that comes out of it, which is basically a corn mash, still has all of the nutrients that that the cattle need for corn out of the corn anyway. So we get to use it to make our fuel, and then
which is a renewable fuel source.
Yep. Makes our fuel, and then we still get to use it to feed the cattle. So,
which that leads into my other note of we produce renewable energy and biofuels. Another thing that I know farmers in our area do, specifically in Dane County, which is close to Madison, which is our capital, is there is a farmer-led watershed group there. So they all work together because of the water and riverways and stuff that there is in Dane County. They all work together to make sure that they're keeping a clean water supply. And so I think that's also really cool. So obviously sustainability means a lot of things to a lot of different people, and it's definitely also a buzzword that gets said a lot. And so one question that I have for you guys as our viewers is, can you let us know what sustainability means to you? So let us know in your comments what sustainability means to you, and then also if you have any observations about the sustainability practices on our farm. Yep. Let us know that too. And now for the exciting part of our 50,000 subscriber giveaway. So first of all, we just want to say we are so very thankful for each and every one of you who takes time out of your day to watch our videos and support our channel. We love sharing our farm life with you guys and helping you get connected to us, whether you're near or far from a farm or not. We're so very thankful that you are on this journey with us, and to celebrate that, one of our subscribers, who's actually from all the way out in California, his name is Mark. He is an AMSoil dealer his business is called Clovis Lubricants, and he is working with us to do a giveaway for our 50,000 subscribers. So we'll be giving away one kit to do an oil change on your vehicle. So it's worth around $200 or $250, I believe. And then also on top of that, whoever wins, we'll also send you one of our t-shirts. And so to enter the giveaway, I would love for you guys to comment below also saying I'm in, just so we know that you're in for the giveaway. And then to actually enter the giveaway, you have to go to Mark's website, which I will link in the description box, and then I'll have a QR code at the end of this little spiel for you guys to follow. But go to his website and scroll down a little bit on his homepage, and there's an area where you can request a catalog to be sent to you. You'll click on that, request a catalog, and then you have to request it by mail. Enter in all of your information, and then he will send you some information about AMSoil, and then you'll be entered into our giveaway. And then we will select our winner once we reach 50,000. So we have about 100 more subscribers to go to reach that 50,000. So.
And the catalog he actually sent me a couple weeks ago, I spent like 3 hours looking through it.
Yeah.
So it's actually pretty cool stuff in there. They have a ton more stuff than I would have ever imagined, and so I mean, just the catalog alone is kind of cool to look through different greases and lubricants and transmission oils and hydraulic fluids and assembly lube and all sorts of different stuff. So.
Everything you could possibly need. So the QR code is right here. You can scan that with your phone and get taken to his website, or the link to his website is down in the description box below. And again, thank you guys so much for subscribing and following along on our journey. We hope this video, well, first of all, we hope our videos in general provide education and lots of entertainment, if you will. And we also just want to thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and we hope we provided some more information about how farms and farmers are sustainable. And with that, thanks so much for watching today's video. Hopefully we'll be planting this field soon. Mother Nature is giving us about a week's worth of rain, so.
Yeah, we didn't get as much today as I thought we were gonna. They were calling for an inch today, and we definitely didn't get that. So maybe the sun's shining now. It's supposed to rain tomorrow.
And the day after that.
And the day after that, and the day after that. It's supposed to be nice this weekend, but.
And then rain again next week.
Yeah, we'll see.
So.
I can tell you one thing: when the dirt's ready, it's gonna be hammered down. So wide open. Lots of content coming as soon as it gets nice out.
Yep. So thanks so much for watching today's video. Happy Earth Day. Go to Culver's. Actually, no. Does Culver's do something for Earth Day?
Probably. I don't know.
Culver's might do something for Earth Day. If they don't, I do know that on May 1st, they are doing the Scoops of Thanks Day. I did see that on my way home.
I mean, if you just go there anyway, they got good butter burgers.
But they're doing their Scoops of Thanks Day, I think, is on May 1st, where if you order their How Now Brown Cow flavor of the day, it's only $1, and that $1 goes to support agriculture education.
Cool.
They might do something about Earth Day too. Anyway, that's it. Bye.